be strong in this time, son. I'm a survivor. I will survive. I will survive. And I'm a firm believer. We'll forever shine. Just to stay alive. That's simple means it. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can hold me sick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can. Nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness. Show me where I'm going. Strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. Strength. No weakness. Show me where I'm going. Everybody strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. That when you roll. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, that when you roll.
Feeling hungry, grab a snack. Caribbean food delight. Jamaican patties, light and flaky. Caribbean food delight. Taste the difference. Caribbean food delight. Grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight. Quick and easy, grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight.
Oh yeah.
I will survive. I will survive. And I'm a firm believer.
Ride along, welcome to the ride, welcome to Monday on the ride. A bright and beautiful Monday. Yeah, man. Oh, how I love Mondays. Oh, how I love Mondays. Mondays, I love you. Not as much as I love Ride Along, though. I love Mondays like second best to you guys, right? Hey, Rena, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Everybody. We have Bianca Smith. How you doing? Guys, we're doing the roll call early today, right? We're doing the roll call earlier because you guys saw us started a little bit earlier than normal today because we have a special guest. She's very special, exquisite. I want to give her the whole hour. All right, I want to give her the entire hour. I don't want to take away nothing from her today. So I started early so we could do our roll call and we could do all our shenanigans and stuff and make sure our guests get the whole hour. So guys, put in your flag, roll call, everybody share, and tell me where you're sharing us from. I see Rena, I see Jane Chateau. How you doing, present? Hey, Maureen Francois, how you doing, my friend? Make sure you share. You're very early. Yeah, I'm very early today. I'm very early today, guys, because as I said, my guest today, let me tell you something. If there has ever been a guest on the program who had a story to tell, to share, this is it today. Yeah. This story take the cake, the icing, the cake pan, the star, everything. It's that important. Yeah, it is. It's very, very, very important. So I want everybody to share the program right now. And roll call time. Hey, Carolyn Joseph, I see you. Miss Joseph. Thank you so much. Start a watch party. Big up yourself. Roll call to you. Paula Kennedy. Good afternoon from Trinidad and Tobago. Good afternoon to you, Paula Kennedy. Rena in London, in England. Doug, listening from New York. Doug is always all over the place. I don't even know where Doug is from sometimes. Doug, you are like, I don't know, Doug. You travel too much. Doug, you travel too much, Doug. I can't put my handle on you. So Doug is in Brooklyn, New York. Rachel Charles, how you doing? Rena. Elizabeth, good afternoon to you, Elizabeth. I love you, Elizabeth. I love everybody, okay? I don't just love Elizabeth, I love everybody, okay? So I don't want to get in trouble. Next thing Rena gonna say, but how come you don't love me? And then Lloyd's gonna say, and then Gian gonna say, I love everybody, all right?
Nobody can hold me, man.
Look how I put myself in trouble. Jane, I see you. Dion, I see you. Tamika Rogers, I see you. Big up yourself. Marianne, big up yourself. I see you. Jillian Patterson, I see you. Thank you so much. Tamika Rogers in Brooklyn. Jillian Patterson. Samasha Santa Claus. Samasha, Samasha Santa Claus. You have to go to the side of the class. I ain't see you for a good few weeks. Where you been? Thought you don't love us anymore. Evelyn Stroud. Sorry. Yes, you see. I love Elizabeth. Elizabeth love me. Elizabeth. By the way, I love everybody. Okay, so again, I don't want to get in trouble. Thank you guys for joining us today. Listen, guys, my next guest, right? My next guest is the author of about 5 books, right? She's a certified master coach. She owns a non-profit organization and she's a motivational speaker, right? All of this in the backdrop. She also was diagnosed with HIV. That never stopped her. She used the opportunity, she used it as an opportunity and inspire others, cultivate new minds. And she's on the program here today, not only to inspire, but to give us some information that could help our community. So everybody, wherever you are, I want you guys to share the program because it's very, very important. My next guest is Davondia. I hope I'm saying it right, because she will correct me.
It's correct, Davondia.
Davondia. Nice and lovely. Davondia, how you doing? Davondia, did I tell you I love you?
I love you more.
I love everybody. I love you. Because, Elizabeth, she got I love you. And then everybody started to say, well, what happened to me? I just wanted to tell you, Davondia.
We love everybody.
I love everybody. How the hell are you, my friend?
I am marvelous, spectacular. I am awesome. I am Davondia. How are you?
I am just Junior George. That's
Okay.
it. Yes, that's it. Not complicated.
It makes this my mental health Monday, so it makes me feel good to say all that stuff to me.
Yes, absolutely. Davondia, I really, really, really impressed with you, right? I looked at some of your videos and I've seen the things that you have done, the inspiration that you have put out there to the general public, and how you basically cultivate minds and you shape minds. Do it very, very skillfully. Of course, you've been on CNN, you've been with everybody. So I am happy that you are with me. I feel like I'm at the upper echelons of things. I feel like I'm there. I'm there too, right? You've been with everybody.
You special, yeah.
Oh, you really find so?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Let's get with the who, right? Just tell us a little bit about yourself, Davondia.
Well, I'm from North Carolina. I am a soon-to-be divorcee. I am the mother of 2 amazing adult daughters. I am the grandmother of 4 amazing little girls. I am a master of communication. I just achieved that goal last February. I'm also the executive director and founder of the Raspberry Rose Foundation Incorporated. And our mission is to positively impact the mind, body, and soul of African American women and girls struggling with low self-esteem with a major focus on preventing HIV. I am also a certified master life coach. I am a motivational speaker. I am a publisher and an author as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you did all of this, right? And one of the headlines
It froze up on my end. He froze. I guess we're having some technical difficulties right now.
You miss me?
Yeah, I missed you. Hey.
Sorry, technical issues on my end. As everyone know, I'm in a SUV, and sometimes I use remote internet, and that happened 1% of the time. This was the 1% of the time. So my question to you was: you accomplished all of that from the backdrop of being diagnosed with HIV. Was that a motivating factor to push you and propel you to do all the things that you are doing right now?
It was a part of it, but I've always been that way because I was raised that way to get it out the mud. I was raised that way to make it happen no matter what, by any means necessary, as long as I didn't go to prison. So everything that I did in my past prepared me for whatever it is that I needed to do for my now. So I've always loved working with children. I've always been an extrovert. I've always been not afraid to talk to people, to surround myself with the best. And for those that consider people the least, I'm a well rounded individual who is well versed in a lot of things. And I love to empower and help shape people. Um, and I think it's a marvelous thing to just do whatever it is that I used to do and then put it together and make it even greater. And it's all because I love people like you do.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Let's go back a little bit, Davondia. Let's
Mhm.
go back a little bit because we're speaking about HIV,
Yeah.
and that has to had to be a journey for you. Tell us about the diagnosis and what happened. How did you contract HIV? Let's talk about that
Okay.
aspect of your life.
Okay. Well, it happened back in, I found out about the diagnosis back in 2003, December the 9th, to be exact, 17 years ago. I contracted HIV from having unprotected sex with someone that was not my husband. I had no emotional attachment. I was promiscuous, looking for love in all the wrong places. And I went through a lot of stuff, being molested and raped by people that I felt like should have been protecting me from individuals that did the things that they did to me. I was looking for that love that I yearned from a father that wasn't there to show me what a man was supposed to be and how one is supposed to treat a lady. So I was looking for all of this love in different men, which left me in a state of contracting a disease that has no cure. But God says, if you go where I say go, do what I say do, say what I tell you to say, then I will heal you. And I speak that by his stripes I'm healed. And because of that, the virus has been undetected in my body. Um, HIV, it was scary at first. I went in the hospital after fainting numerous times, having walking pneumonia, night sweats, was 190 something pounds. And I went in the hospital due to, having issues and complications with the disease. And I ended up having to stay January the 1st,
Yeah, right.
2004, up until January the 23rd, which I learned that not only was the diagnosis from HIV had turned to AIDS, but I also had a microbacteria infection. I had an infection on my liver. I had pneumonia. I had 107-degree fever. My skin got as dark as my hair. My teeth were just as white as they are. My eyeballs was white as I don't know what. It was just like, what is going on with me? And I felt like I was going through a rebirth. And then the doctor came in and let me know that my diagnosis was AIDS. And all of a sudden, just him being who he was, I felt like he was just this divine spirit letting me know that everything was going to be okay. So the tears that were getting ready to come out my eyes were like sucked back up because immediately I felt the spirit of God telling me, you're going to be all right.
Yeah. Did
Go
you
by
know? Sorry, go ahead. Finish your
go by,
thought.
go where I say go, do what I say do, and say what I tell you to say, and I will heal you. And that's why, without shame and with boldness, I share my testimony on my life before HIV, after AIDS. You know, being in a low self-esteem state of mind, smoking marijuana, drinking liquor, you don't have the mindset to say, what is your diagnosis? Have you been tested? Do you have a condom? Your body is in the moment of stuff. So when you don't have that conscious mindset to do what you're supposed to do, which number one is, you know, kind of wait and figure out who you with first before you decide to get down. And that wasn't me. I was reckless in my behavior. So because of my choices, my consequences was something to bear. And basically the doctors gave up on me. They told my mother there was nothing else they could do for me. Take her home, you know, make her comfortable. And they honestly said they wish I would have went to another hospital because they didn't know how to treat me. But there's a God that knew how. He knew what he needed me to do. He knew what I was going to do. And so I had to get down in what I like to call that valley state, in the pit.
Right.
Of not, can't depend on nobody but him in order to rise back up to be where I am today. So.
Let me get it right, because I don't know if my headphone tweak a little bit. You said age, not AIDS, not HIV, right? You said AIDS.
AIDS. My T cell count was 19. My T cell count was 19. Anything a 200 and below T cell count is considered AIDS. And so the science, just like a mini science behind the disease, HIV has these antibodies that like to swim around inside of your body. And when they get to your T cells, they attach their cells and they make their cells replicable of your T cell. So your T cell doesn't know that it's a virus. And because it doesn't know it's a virus, you know, it hangs on and it treats itself as if it is itself. But the immune system is getting broken down by the antibodies. And the more it breaks down, then that means the T cells doesn't know, you know, what to do. So the medications that I was taking at the time, I was taking 23 pills a day to survive. Now I'm down to 1 pill a day.
I want to get into all of that stuff, but I want to go back a little bit. Did you know who or how you got it, or the person you got it from?
Well, I do know how I got it was from unprotected sex, but no, yeah. I don't know who I got it from. I have a clear mind and conscience now after, you know, getting this person tested, telling this person, you know, arguing with this person. Yes, I got a feeling that I do know who this person is, but I haven't been able to talk to this person.
Wow. Let me just tell you guys, we're talking here with Davondia, and she's sharing her story. It's a story of success, but there have been a lot of things that shaped the person that she is right now. She was diagnosed with HIV, and that went into the AIDS. And look, she's right here with us right now. We're gonna talk about how she got from there to where she is right now, and everything that she accomplished. Let me also remind you guys that if you have a question at any point in time, we're gonna put the number up on the screen. You could call and talk and ask your question. The number is 718-701-5720. We're gonna open up the phone lines for the entire program, guys. You could call in at any time. Again, the number is 718-701-5720. You know, one other thing I wanna touch on is that period in time when you sat in the office, right, or the doctor's office, and the doctor came out and gave you that diagnosis. Tell us about the emotion, if you could remember. Take us back to that time, the emotion that overcame you when you heard those words. How did you feel?
To be honest, I kind of knew that this was the case. I had a metamorphosis that I like to call in my first book, Put It on Paper, that describes my life changing without my permission. My attitude changed, the way I talked changed, the people I hung with changed, the things that I was doing changed. And I was like, what's going on? And it was God preparing me for that message on that particular day, December the 9th. And so when I walked into the doctor's office, it was crazy because my primary physician wasn't able to see me because they were so booked and busy. It would have been 30 days before I would have saw anyone. And if that was the case, I probably would have been dead and not being able to even speak before you today. And then I went to an urgent care in my community and they saw me immediately. and I took the test. I went back in 2 weeks, and I remember sitting in the room, and I was prepared for it. No one is actually prepared. You go through this nervous state, wondering what the message is going to be, what the results are going to read. But I was prepared through the unction in my spirit from the Spirit of God, letting me know, because I know God didn't give me the disease. My reckless behavior gave me the disease, but God gave me a purpose behind it. So in doing so, when I sat there, the clock struck 9:15. And he said, Ms. Roseboro, all of your test results came back great, but I have one concern. He said, your HIV test is positive. I said, what do I do next?
Just
What
like that. Just like that.
what do I do next? And he basically said, get into care, take your medicine. They got new medications out on the scene now. That people are living longer, da 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 da. So I told my cousin when I left out, she said, what did they say? Because she accompanied me while I went. And I said, they say I got HIV. Can I keep it real? And I said, take me to get me a bag of weed. And before that, take me to my doctor's office because I need to see my doctor. My doctor had been my doctor since I was 12 years old. And not knowing when I got off the elevator, as I was getting off, my doctor was coming on. And so we stopped in between the elevator doors and I explained to her what happened and I let her know about not being able to get an appointment. And it was because of that, no one has to wait 30 days to get an appointment where I go to the doctor now. And she got me an appointment the very next day so I could be seen and get on medications right away. And then I went and got my reefer. I'm being honest. I went and got my reefer and I came home and I smoked. And, I called the guy that I was dealing with during the time. And he told me something that brought even more relaxation to me. He said, Rose, we both have a past. He said, if that's the case, if it's me, I guess we got to be together for the rest of our life. And that gave me a sense of comfort. My biggest thing was, how am I going to tell my mama?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to tell my mother,
And your
but
stepmother, your
right.
family.
Yeah, how am I gonna tell my mother? So I said I'll wait until after Christmas, after New Year's. I don't want it to be a damper on anybody's holiday. So I held it from her. I told my sister, I told my best friends. And then the first of the year, that's when I went into the hospital because of the infection and opportunistic infection and the pneumonia and all of that good stuff. And yeah, so I'm here now. I'm still kicking.
I will be happy to have you. Did any one of these things cross your mind? Because when people hear about HIV, they immediately revert to thinking, "Oh God, I'm gonna die."
Mhm, mhm,
How did you deal with your
mhm.
mind not going there?
Well, I'm glad you answered that because I was telling someone earlier on the phone about my family just being filled with miracles. I have an aunt and an uncle who have um who have fought and survived cancer.
Okay.
My aunt was diagnosed with cancer 30 years ago, lung cancer, and she's still pushing. My uncle, he was diagnosed with lung cancer. And they cut, it out, and he's doing great, and he's still pushing. So we're still in this area of knowing that God's still doing great things. And so my aunt told me this. She said, "Stop claiming it. You have to speak those things as if they were. As long as you keep saying you got it, you get everything that comes with it." So I started speaking, by his stripes I'm healed. They say I was diagnosed with HIV, but by his stripes I'm healed. And I always carry that, with me. I don't allow anybody to give me anything I don't have, because if I'm not speaking it as it is, it's going to be what it's going to be. And so I just claim it in the name of Jesus. By his stripes I'm healed.
What about thinking, hey, how am I gonna date? Who am I gonna marry? Like, would people? Did, all of these things, I would think that would come to your mind. Like when I go and I tell someone that I have HIV, would they want to even be around me? Would they want to,
Yeah.
be with me?
Yeah.
That's
That was
a process.
Oh God, that was one of my biggest issues. Is anybody gonna love me? Will I ever get married? I didn't want any more kids. My kids are 26 and 28 years old. And like I said, I have 4 beautiful grandbabies. So I definitely get ready to turn 50 this year. No more babies for me. But
50. Don't say they were 25, by the way.
hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I take it. But yes, God blessed me with a husband. He did. I got married um March 30th, 2019. And I will be divorcing him May May 20th. I'll be filing for divorce because I didn't sign up for that foolishness. I deserve better. So no, it's not a problem with me getting a man. It's not a problem with me keeping a man. The issue is being upfront and transparent with men and letting them know, educating them and letting them know. I've never had an issue with a man. I never had a problem with getting one. It's just sometimes people have issues that I just don't want to deal with.
Right.
So that's never been a problem for me.
So let me ask you this question. Because I know a lot of people, they're going through that struggle, and it's probably not HIV, it's probably something else, but they're going through it. When you meet someone and you say to them, I have HIV, right? And someone that is seriously trying to settle down or start a relationship with, what is their first reaction?
Well, because I'm so transparent and I've been here, been there, I can't assume everyone knows about the diagnosis. So when I meet someone up front, I always let them know I received a diagnosis of HIV back in 2003. And they honestly, I love your transparency. Some of them know about it, some of them need a little education. I had one person to tell me, I can't F with you, we're cool. Because my thing is, if I have no emotional attachment to you, my feelings are not going to get hurt if you fool with me or not. It's okay.
Right.
And if we be friends, we be friends. If we don't, that's fine too. But at the end of the day, I don't want to put myself at risk for anybody that might be so ignorant that they might want to hurt me because I'm keeping something from them that I feel like. Now, if I'm not intimate with you, I don't have to tell you anything.
True.
I owe you that. I owe you morally. I owe you the responsibility to say, listen, I was diagnosed with HIV, and this is what happened, and this is where I am. Blase this, that, and the third. But no, I don't. I don't think it's fair because maybe the person that infected me didn't know. And maybe the person that did infected me maliciously did it on purpose. But still, you can't point a finger without three more pointed back at you. So you have to have a responsibility that I lack of your mind, body, and soul. And so because of that, I had to endure everything that I had to endure to be where I am today.
The medication,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I know there have been a lot of advancement in HIV.
Yes.
There's PrEP and there's all these things, but I don't know if that was then, that was existing at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you used to take 20 something medication. Tell us about the medication that you used to take that was prescribed for you to take, and what did they actually do?
Yeah. So I was on, they were trying to figure out what medication to put me on because every antiviral medication, which is the HIV drugs, they have a role to play. Either they're going to play a role before the HIV antibodies get inside the cell, either it's going to play a role while it's inside the cell. And we have to figure out where you're going to be with your medications and what medications work for you. And so they had me on something that honestly was just too powerful for me. Plus, I also was taking a lot of medication to prevent me from getting any infection and to fight off bacteria because the least little thing could have killed me. Remember, my T cell was 19, and because it was so low, they wanted to make sure they had me on the best and kept me at a place where I had a dog. I couldn't even pet my dog. My kids wanted a gerbil. I couldn't even get an animal. If you got plants, don't put your hands in the pots. We don't want anything to be a disturbance to your immune system. So the medication itself, I took 23 pills a day, iron pill, the antiviral medication, medication for constipation, medication for nausea, medication for whatever the case may be. But now I take a one pill a day, which has two different medications in it, which is a cocktail, and it's called Jalupa. And I have to take that regimen with a 400-calorie meal or more a day, same time every day, and it's much more simpler, of course, than taking 23 pills a day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you look to others for inspiration because Magic Johnson has HIV.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I know you met him as well.
I have. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
And did that were that a source of inspiration to say, okay, well, are people living life with HIV?
Yeah,
Who do you, who
he's
do you
my
listen to?
favorite. He's my favorite. I remember speaking at a church, and I always said two things. I said, I'm going to meet Oprah, and I'm going to meet Magic Johnson. Those were two things on my bucket list that I wanted to do. Well, after speaking, a lady came up to me and said, "You're going to meet Magic." And I was like, "Really?" So he was at Duke University and at Carolina Theater, and he was speaking, and I did have the opportunity to speak with him, and I also had the opportunity to be called out in the audience to share. And he asked me, "What are you doing to make sure you stay alive?" And I say, "Take my medicine every day." He say, "What?" I say, "Take my medicine every day." What? Take my medicine every day. So, it's just so important to make sure that you don't break the cycle with the medication in your body, because it can cause the T cells to do this and the viral load to do that. And what we want is for a decrease in the viral load and an increase in the T cells. So, and that's so important.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah. Let's talk about down times and times that you felt like, yo, I don't know if there have been time like this for you, but have there been any time when you feel this is depressing, this is
oh,
stressing, this is
oh yeah.
stressful?
Oh
Talk
yeah.
to us about this and what some of the triggers.
I can honestly say that I was suicidal at one point. Even with some of the things that I experienced in my childhood that led me up to becoming promiscuous was still haunting me in regards to, my the family members that took advantage of my body, my mind and my spirit during that time as a young girl. That still haunted me. So here I am trying to figure out all of the things that I did wrong and all of the things that I did right, and then some of the things that was confusing me. And so, why is all of this happening to me? And I got into that why me, oh, it's me, God state of mind. And it was like I probably would be better off dead. But I came to realization, because I blame it on my scales, because I'm a Libra. I'm like, okay, I'm here, but sometimes I know how to balance it all out, make sense of everything. So I said, I got three things. I could take these pills. I said, but what will happen if I take these pills and I don't die? So most
Hmm.
likely I got to go to the hospital and they got to pump my stomach out. I said, well, I have this 1992 Cadillac sedan DeVille. If I take it and run it into a wall or a tree and I don't die, and I walk out and I got to have back pains for the rest of my life,
Hmm.
okay, I'm not going to do that. Now I have this 380, I put a bullet in there, and shoot myself in the head, and I don't die. And I'm walking around with headaches for the rest of my life and a bullet that they can't take out because it's a risk of removing it. Okay, God, I hear you. I stick around. So that's
Wow.
a way of just saying death is not an option.
You were
Death,
constantly having a conversation about
mhm, yeah, death
wow.
is not an option because I don't like pain. I'm afraid of pain. Pain hurts. It just, nothing feels good about pain. So why put yourself in a situation to bring more burden to yourself if you got to live the rest of your life taking medication anyway for this, and then you got to take medications for that also. So I just said, let me just make it happen. Let me balance
Guys,
it all out.
we're talking here with Davondia, and I want to take a break, right? But when I come back, I want to talk about turning points,
Okay.
right? And at the point in time when you decided that, yo, this is not gonna affect my life. This is not gonna affect the rest of my life. I'm gonna change and I'm gonna make a big change, massive change. I'm gonna write all these books. I'm gonna start a non-for-profit organization. I'll be a master coach. I'll
Mhm.
do all these things. I want to talk about that particular point because I have an idea. And when we come back, we're going to talk about it. Guys, you're watching Right Along Live. Don't move. We will be right back. Come on, this is your opportunity to tap into the $7.3 trillion industry in this COVID time. Get interactive, hands-on in the Forex and crypto market. Educate yourself in this financial industry. All of this is possible right now with a multi-source income generator. This program will allow you to learn while you earn in this lucrative decentralized industry. Take advantage of this trading academy, personal development, create multi-source stream income, trading ideas in this global market, get discount travel with your own portal, bonus token backed by bitcoins, and so much more. For more information, contact Kristen Alexis at 347-834-2852 or Marisha Dash at 646-529-6570. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity of a lifetime. Call now.
Feeling hungry, grab a snack. Caribbean food delight. Jamaican patties, slide and flake. Caribbean food delight. Taste the difference. Caribbean food delight. Grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight. Quick and easy, grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight.
Oh yeah.
Hi guys, we are back and we're talking here with Davondia, and she definitely have a story to tell. If you guys didn't catch her story up until this point, when the program finished, you got to go back and watch the whole thing. Thus far, it's been very inspirational. Davondia, let's talk about that particular point in time, right? When you just say, you know what, I'm going to use all of this as strength to catapult me to the next level. What was that point? What was that turning point like?
I think the most amazing thing was I've always been an extrovert. I've always been a go-getter. I was a singer in high school, in elementary school. I've always been like that debate person, the person people could go to for the advice. So a lot of things were already happening to me before things started happening to me. But I remember in 2005, a young lady by the name of Deborah Lofton. She came up and she said that somebody has to carry the torch. She was diagnosed with HIV and she had been on in the trenches speaking and advocating for many years. And I felt like it was something for me to do. I don't need to lay in this. I don't want to be in the background. I need to do something to help because God said, go say and do. And in order to be healed, I need to be obedient by it. So I did my first speaking engagement back in January of 2005. And the thing was, I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. And I actually went to a city called Silas City, North Carolina. And it's kind of in the outskirts of Raleigh-Durham area. And I did that for the first time. Didn't want to do it in my city because I live in the city of Charlotte. And I didn't want to do it here yet, but I took upon myself to make sure that that was something I was ready to do. And I also got my kids' permission, not really that I needed their permission because it was something that God put in me to do, but they were down for it. They were.
Yeah. Do you think, like, when you go out there and speak, because I saw you on a speaking engagement at a college, right?
Mhm.
And you reenact this experience like an outer body experience,
Mhm.
right? You narrate this thing, and I'm saying, damn, she speak with so much confidence, like you have no worry in the world. You speak with all this confidence.
Mhm.
What boosts you? Like how do you get all of this confidence, knowing everything that you've been through, and at the end of the day, you still, when you speak, I mean, you still have HIV, with the viral load is very low, but
Yeah.
how do you build that strength to go out and speak, and almost in a comedic fashion?
Mhm. Well, one thing I do know is anytime God gives you a purpose, He's going to give you everything that you need to go with it. So I take no credit from that. But I always do two things before I go and I do anything. I listen to one song by Fantasia, and it's called This Is Me. And I also pray. And so, and now I get the little butterflies in the belly, because I've gone to people's homes and I've done backyard conversations, I've done one-on-ones, but I also, have spoke in front of thousands of people too. So the butterflies still be the same sometimes, but at the end of the day, being in that moment, once you get up on that stage and I get that mic in my hand, I have one person, one purpose, and that's to motivate, inspire, and to help someone not to walk in the shoes that I did. So I feel like that I'm rinsing the blood off my hand by opening my mouth, by not being ashamed, by being bold and reflective back on what happened to me, and allowing people to know that regardless of what I went through. And that stage that I was on was at the illustrious Johnson C. Smith University here in the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, where I got my bachelor's of arts degree and I graduated cum laude back in 2017. So I can honestly say that anytime I'm in that moment and I get up there, ooh. But then on that particular video, my ex was in the audience. He came and he sat in the front row. So at the same time, I'm still trying to like woosah, and not come out
Yeah.
and not come out tense. He was a big supporter, of everything I did, but yeah, we wasn't kind of feeling each other in that moment, but he still made his way to support me doing that event for World AIDS Day.
Right. And we have a question that just came in on my WhatsApp, and this person wants to find out about. They've been hearing a lot about PrEP, and they want you to explain what is PrEP.
PrEP is a pill. It's a pill that's taken once a day, and it's a blue pill, and it's called Truvada. And PrEP is used for a person that is HIV negative. The HIV negative partner uses that pill when they are in a relationship with someone that is HIV positive, and that lowers the risk of the individual contracting HIV. But what also lowers the risk here in the state of North Carolina, that's the only way I can come at you in regards to the rules, the laws, and all that good stuff, because I'm here in Charlotte. But in the state of North Carolina, the Department of Health and Human Services announced that we have new rules now. As long as you are undetected, you have a low 1% chance of infecting someone. And they don't think that, condoms are necessary. But for me, I feel like condoms are very necessary, just like it's necessary to let the person know that you're having sex with, that you have HIV. It's just a moral right for me, to put that out there. That's just not something that I would want anyone to not have an option of saying yes or no to.
Yeah, yeah. And are you satisfied, right? Because we're in this stage right now that everything that moves and shake, it's always COVID. It's COVID this, COVID this. It seems like everything has taken a backseat to COVID, right?
Yeah.
They develop a vaccine for COVID in record time.
Oh yeah.
And still they have so much work that they need to do with HIV that they really haven't been doing. Are you satisfied with the work that I've been doing with things like PrEP and other things to advance the treatment for HIV?
Well, as far as the treatment goes, I'm definitely happy with that. We have over 30 medications that are available. Now, for a person like me, I'm allergic to sulfa, the SULFA version of sulfa. I'm allergic to sulfa, so some drugs have a sulfa content in it, so I can't take it. So it's certain drug classes that I have to remain in, or I will risk, possibly death or having another severe allergic reaction, like the one I had back in 2007 that prevented me from going on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Right.
Because I look like a monster. But I think PrEP is a wonderful drug that for those that meet with their partners and they on one accord in regards to using that regimen. But I think the most important thing is for the person living with HIV is to get everything together within themselves to make sure that there's a decrease in their viral load and an increase in their T cells so that they can live a healthier lifestyle. And if they are using condoms and their condom, breaks, you are not going to put your partner or your lover at risk for contracting the disease. So I'm very happy about the treatment plan of everything, especially with my doctors. I have a wonderful care team of individuals, from a primary to the dentist to my infectious disease doctor to my optometrist. Everything is great, all down to a psychotherapist, because therapy is definitely important. But as far as the advocacy part, we definitely lost our way in that part. Yes, we are saturated by COVID. And as we were talking earlier, I was telling you about how the month of October in the Ronald Reagan era, it was dedicated for HIV/AIDS awareness, the whole
Yeah.
month. But
Yeah.
we now that breast cancer has the month, we also know that domestic violence has the month. And then, HIV/AIDS Awareness Day is World AIDS Day on December 1st.
Just
December,
one day.
that one day. But then you have the Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, February the 7th. You have the Women and Girls HIV Awareness Day, March 10th. You have a National Testing Day, June 26th. And that's annually, that's every year. You have your National Pacifica and Islanders Day. You have your Latino Day, but there's never enough, of that. We have advocates, but a lot of times us advocates get burnt out. So we have to retrain, we got to refurbish, we got to rejuvenate, and we have to look at our younger generation that are, living the life that we once lived, to come in, like Deborah told me, pick up the torch and keep it going.
Keep going.
So I do as much as I can, but I definitely can't do it alone. So it's platforms like yours that gives us the opportunity to put the message out even more. So I thank you for that.
No problem, no problem. Maurice Franklin has a question. He says, you spoke briefly about your mom during the process. You want me to ask you, what is the family dynamics after the diagnosis? Did you experience stigma?
My family is wonderful. I love my family. Now, when you don't have the information, if you're not knowledgeable on the science of the disease, and neither was I during that time, but now, I've been trained in various areas from federal to grassroots. I've flown this amazing country and shared my testimony, and have been trained in various areas when it pertains to HIV and AIDS. So in the beginning, it was different. I didn't know a lot. I knew enough, but I didn't use that enough to protect myself either. But when my mom came to me and she was like, I don't know what to do, just tell me what to do, because I was getting out the tub. They actually had to help me out because I had no strength. I lost a total of 70 pounds. So I was just like 130 pounds, 5'9". I was very small. I looked really sick, and my mother and my sister helped me out. And my mom put on some latex gloves to rub my body down with the Aveeno bath and the Aveeno lotion, the oatmeal, because I was itching real bad. That's when I found out I had an allergic reaction to sulfur, because I had to take a medication called Bactrim. But it was just a little bit of the content. It wasn't enough to give me a severe allergic reaction, but it was enough to make me react. And so I was like, Mom, why you got those gloves on? And she was like, Vonda, that's my family name. She was like, Vonda, I just don't know. You have to teach me. I said, well, I'm learning too, but I need to feel my mother's touch. And from that point on, my mother stayed with me for a month, and she left and went back home the day before Valentine's Day, because she's like, I got a husband, so you gonna be all right. And I was kind of scared to be here by myself, but everything worked out. And
Yeah.
good.
But still, a lot of people had that stigma, like, okay, if you touch someone with HIV, you catch
Oh, yeah.
HIV.
Yeah.
And a lot of information had to be, I think a lot of people still believe that. As much education that there is out there, people think that if you drink from a cup with someone with HIV, you're going to catch HIV. And that is just not so.
It's
So there
not.
still need to be a lot more advocacy work from platforms like me and us,
Yeah.
just to keep speaking about this stuff, to let people know that that is not the case,
Yeah.
right?
That's true.
we
That's true.
spoke about COVID, right? And
Mhm.
we spoke about HIV, and you were diagnosed. You told me earlier that you was also diagnosed with COVID.
I did. I did.
What was the difference, right? Because I was diagnosed with COVID as well. What
Uh,
was the difference hearing that both diagnoses? You was diagnosed with COVID and you was diagnosed with HIV.
After we talked about that earlier, I kind of thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I think I was more in fear of COVID than I was with the HIV diagnosis, because I already had a director from God, prior to going to get the test. So because I had got that, I was already calm in my spirit when I went to the doctor's office. Now, when COVID came about, I was like, my immune system is already compromised, Lord, so I had to go to him before he came to me, but then when I went to him, he reassured me that I was going to be okay, and so where everybody's story is different, and God bless all those that have lost someone due to this horrendous disease and virus, I do know this for a fact. It couldn't take me out. It couldn't take me out because I prayed and I said, God, I got too much more to do. And you said, until all my works is done, it is
Yeah.
what it is. But it was, to me, COVID was like, in my body, it was like a severe food poisoning. That's how I felt.
Oh,
I felt, yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
I remember when I got the COVID diagnosis.
Hmm.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That was my reaction. Like, okay,
Right.
it. And after we had this conversation earlier, I re-examined. I tried to go back to that period in time. I wasn't scared, but
Right.
I was concerned.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you have that level of concern, and then you live into the. I didn't have it bad. I mean, I had mild symptoms, and I mean, it was more psychological for me because it messed with my mind,
Right.
played with my mind a bit. Um, but I don't know. I would think, me personally, I would think hearing a HIV, then hearing a HIV diagnosis, it would. I, I think it might be more scary for me.
Yeah, it'll be more scary for you. Yeah. And it depends. Like I said, I had already got reassured,
Right.
that this is gonna be what it is, but this is what I'm gonna do. You
Yeah.
know, so it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Okay. So we have some people that's watching right now, and they're very frantic, and they want to get information. Say they were diagnosed with HIV or diagnosed with any kind of disease, like any kind of rough diagnosis, cancer, HIV, whatever. How do you talk to them let's put on your professional hat right now, motivational speaker hat. How do you talk to them? How do you counsel them in getting through the process and accepting that you have this?
Right. Well, I had a major role here in my county, in Mecklenburg County. I used to work for the Mecklenburg County Health Department. So here I was a working in the HIV STD community services, and so I was trained at Duke University to be a peer counselor. And basically, you want to listen. You want to listen. You want to hear what they are feeling, and at no time is it's possible to share your stuff, but it's always giving my ears and my time, my undivided attention to their need. And that's to be heard and to get their stuff out. And then that's when I share with them, oh, I've been through that. Oh, I tried to do that too. Oh, it's gonna be all right. So you match their situation with everything that you've gone through, and then you give them the flowers. Well, listen, my house almost paid for, or I went to college, or I'm doing this, or I did that, and then, okay, how can I help you become a homeowner? How can I help you get whatever you need? So not only that, I also served as the individual that helped get them into care, make sure they got case management, make sure that they got housing, make sure that they got food if they needed transportation. I was there to accompany them as well as take them to their doctor's appointments. I was also able to help a nurse at the clinic that did not know what to do. I was at home, I wasn't working at the time, but a young lady wanted to commit suicide. And she called me and she was like, "Are you in the building?" And I said, "No, but I'm not far." And so I came up there and I was able to talk to someone and take her down off the ledge because she was really she wanted to die. And I sat in that place with her in the health department for about an hour until she got it together. And then she allowed me to take her to mental health. So things like that allow me, even at my worst day, if I was depressed or not feeling it, things like that let me know this is why you're important. This is why God has you still here. So there's no reason for you to fret. There's no reason for you to be any type of way in your emotions, because somebody needs you. And if they don't get you, who are they gonna call? That's gonna respect them while they when they're here, when you're listening. I'm a crisis call person as well. I get
Yeah.
called 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning for individuals that are newly diagnosed and those that are seasoned diagnosed, but they need somebody to talk to. And I have to get up and I have to walk around and wake up real good so I can give them the attention that they need. Because it messes with this.
Yeah.
It messes with this. It's the mind. But for me, it's mind over matter.
So if someone needs your strength, needs some of your just your presence, conversation, how would they reach you, or how would they get in touch with you or your organization for that strength and
But
information?
I definitely have a website, and it's raspberryrose.org. It's RASB as in boy, ERRIROSE.org. That's my Raspberry Rose site, and you can contact me via there. Yeah.
Right. Okay. We're gonna paste that number and attach it to the program because I want people. You are such a good strength source of information, and I want to channel some of that to you because there are people who silent and they're not gonna speak about it. They're not gonna come on a platform and talk about it,
Right.
but they almost in silent. They're suffering in silent, and they need someone. They need a reassurance. They need that voice in their head. They need somebody to talk to. And
Right.
even although we have a support group here on Ride Along, we get this calls and we don't know what to do.
Here I
You know,
am.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's great. I mean, that's why I'm so happy
Yeah.
because now we could channel information. We could channel that contact and we could get this figured out because there's a lot of people. There's a
Right.
lot of people who are going through crisis right now.
Right.
A
Yeah.
lot. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
And they need
What?
somebody to talk to. They need someone to listen and
Yes.
give them hope, and let them know that they're valuable, that they're fearfully and wonderfully made. And I saw a comment like when someone put up 2021 is not a death sentence. It's not. It's a will and a want to live. If you decide that you want to die, yes, you can. I could have easily said, okay, I don't want to do this no more. My mind could have rested right along with my body and went through. But yes, I'm living a full life, with a diagnosis that man said that, possibly, hey, take her home. There's nothing else we can do for her, which we know
Right.
nothing they could do because they didn't know what to do, So, but here I am in 4 months, will be paying off my home, and I saw both of my daughters graduate high school and go to college. I saw all four of my grandbabies come in this world. I was able to walk down the aisle to the man that I thought I was gonna death do us part to, but it's okay because hey, I'm getting ready to turn 50. They said I wasn't gonna make it. They said I wasn't gonna be here today. I just, booked my trip to Jamaica to bring my birthday in Montego Bay. So I'm just excited about life. And then of course I'm waiting on my acceptance into another program to get a master's in social work because I want to open up a mental health facility because a lot of times people are lost here. I want to help women and girls, tend to those behaviors and make better choices when it comes to men, make better choices when it comes to life, make better choices when it comes to decisions. I want to talk and give them hope that through my journey that you too can do the same thing or even greater. It doesn't have to be the end all just because you have a diagnosis, whether it's HIV, whether it's alcoholism or drug addiction, whether it's, you've been sexually assaulted, lupus, diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, whatever the case may be. It's so important just to know that you can keep it pushing.
That's good. That's good. You've done so much. 5 books
Mhm.
that we encourage everyone to check out. In fact, we're going to put a link to the site. You
Yeah,
guys could purchase the books. You're a motivational speaker. You're a master coach. You own your own non-for-profit organization. Uh, you're doing so much.
yeah.
What's next? What's next? What's next for you?
Well, 2021 is about me. So right now I'm in therapy because I do have anxiety and depression. So I'm tackling that thing that disturbs me, that makes me cry a lot, that makes me feel a lot. So I'm taking more accountability to my mind, body, and spirit this year. As I'm coming over the threshold, I celebrated, well, accomplished all of my first without my soon to be ex-husband. And so Friday the 19th made 10 months since I've been separated. And then the 30th of March will be 2 years that we would have been married. So May 19th is when he left the house because I said go. And then we have to be separated a year and a day in order to get a divorce here in Mecklenburg County. So once I get the divorce, I'm going to continue to work on this. Continue to work on this. It's about traveling. It's about going back to school. It's about me. On Mondays, just today is Monday.
Mhm.
I make it a mental health Monday day. I don't do anything but me. And this is what I'm doing today on Mental Health Monday day. I'm doing something for me. This gave me encouragement. This gave me a peace. This gave me love. This gave me joy. Just being able to share once
Yes.
again in my journey, because a lot of times people don't know, if when I'm giving people hope, I get it back in return. The energy is magnificent, so a lot of times people don't know, when you're hitting me up and want me to speak, when you're hitting me up and you want me to share, I'm in a dry place. I'm crying. I'm frustrated. I don't want to do this anymore. But then I get on here and I
Yeah.
put on a wig I'm gonna put on today and doll my face up and smell good, and I sit up here and I tell it, and then now I have this newness about what's next for me, anything I want. Because
That's
I
it.
deserve it all. I deserve it all.
One last question I want to ask you, right? Let me see if I could articulate this question properly.
Okay.
Okay. People always look to folks like yourself. I get it as well. Um, for advice, inspiration, and assistance.
Hmm.
But oftentimes we feel like our well is empty.
Yes.
How do you full or do you let me ask you like this. How do you fill your well in order to let it overflow so that you can help other people, or do you operate on an empty well and still give off yourself to the public? How do
Mm.
you manage those things?
It's so hard to operate on an empty well. For me, it's so hard for me to operate when my light is dim. For me, it's so hard. So I like to sing. I like to sing. So I sing a lot. I walk around, I sing, and I worship, God, and I pray, But even in a dry place and someone calls me, that strength comes from God. That
Mm,
strength comes from God. Because when that phone rings, I can't say I don't want to talk right now. When a
right,
call hits, when that email comes, I can't say I can't reply to this person back because I got bills to pay. You know, so at the end of the day, I have to suck it up, Buttercup. You got things to do.
right.
Talk to myself, and then I look back from whence I came. Now, if I'm gonna lay here and die, I should have did that in 2004.
Right.
There's no room for error. There's no room for giving up. There's no option for me to go out here and not do what God said for me to do. So, in doing so, I try to continue to push forth and be obedient in that way. And I'm not perfect. I don't dot every I. I don't cross every T. I'm still human. I'm still
Yeah.
human. But at the end of the day, it's all about fill me up, God. Fill me up. And sometimes it's just reflecting and saying, Jesus, Jesus. Because I learned the more you call him, the better you feel. And so I just do that. I dance, I sing, and I do whatever it is to put me in my happy space. You know,
Right.
I anoint myself with oil because I am that person. He says I'm an ambassador of Christ. I can do those things. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm made in his image. So why can't I do what he does? Because he said I can. So why not? I can sit up here and have an anxiety attack and I say, Father God, in the name of Jesus, allow my body to line up with your word. It's gone.
Mm,
is gone. I can heal myself. I don't need no man coming in here telling me nothing or a woman coming and telling me nothing. If God hasn't spoken to me first, then hey, guess what? You wrong.
I've been getting so many requests. I'm watching the chat there, and everyone was like, "Oh man, she got to sing before she leave."
Oh, I can sing for you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sing. I sing my testimony song.
Okay, I'll put you on full screen, ladies and gentlemen. Davondia.
Yay! They said I wouldn't make it. They said I wouldn't be here today. They said I wouldn't amount to anything. Well, I'm glad to say that I'm on my way. And I'm growing more and more each day. Though there've been many that started out with me, and more who've gone astray. But I'm still holding on. I'm still holding on. I'm still holding on to his hand. Now, this is my favorite part. You see, when I was young, I gave God my hand, and I told him to lead the way. Though the road is been rough, and the road has been mighty tough, I ain't going nowhere. I'm here to stay. I've been talked about and I've been criticized. I had to wipe many tears from these eyes, but I'm still holding on. I'm still holding on. I'm still holding on to his hand.
Still holding on.
Yeah.
It's a life story right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Davondia, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the ride. I know you were such a source of strength
Thank you.
and information to our audience. And I just want to say thank you for taking the time. I know you've been in interviews with many, many others, but you're here with us today, and we appreciate it, and we thank you so much.
Thank you. And I want to leave your guests with three things. I want to leave you all with three things. I want you to learn or relearn three things. And that's lie, steal, and drink.
Okay. Okay. I know where you're going with it, but go right ahead.
But this time, I want you to lie in the bed of success, steal away from bad company, and forever drink from the fountain of youth. Thank you so much, Mr. George, for having me. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. We'll stay in touch.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Lie, steal, and drink. No, not that one, Rena. I'm not talking about that one. She explained it best. Lie, steal, and drink. Davondia. Let me tell you something. This lady, right? She been on interviews with Oprah. She been on interviews on CNN. She been all over the world. But she understood the importance of reaching our audience, so she's here today. You guys appreciate that. And there's a lot of people that I said that are suffering in silence, right? People that are going through things and they feel like it's happening. They're alone in this. Let me tell you something. You're not alone. You're not alone. There are people out there that's willing to reach out and help. If you feel you're on your last wits, Jed, if you feel like you're on your last wits, reach out to us, call us. We have as meager as a staff we do try to help out as best as possible. Sometimes we have to pull people down off a ledge as well. But we do affiliate with people like Davondia and of course Kibbs and a lot of people, Wendy, and we have doctors, medical practitioners, physicians, all sorts of people in our Ride Along support group. Hermelin as well has a group that she does great work, and we associate and we bring this thing together. So don't suffer in silence, ladies and gentlemen. Help is out there. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us and sharing the program today. We appreciate you 100%. Thank you, 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 thank you. Bihari said you can't trust people. And yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Listen, don't forget, Ride Along platform is all about everyone have a story to tell, everyone have a story to share. All right, if you have a story to share, contact us. We'd like to hear your story. Now, there are stories that you don't want to make public, right? That's fine. All the stories that we get, sometimes 50-60% of them never make it on air. It's resolved before you even get on air, right? Or contact us or talk to a friend, a good friend. Tell your story, share your story. Don't keep it all inside, all right? Again, thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate you. I'd like to also thank our riders. Our riders this week we hit approximately 5,000 orders in our riders phone headphones. From all our orders, from the Amazon to our websites to folks that purchase our riders brand. Thank you so much for making us grow so fast, so quick. Over 5,000 riders headphones sold to date. And boy, that's amazing. That's really amazing. So if you have gotten one of these headphones or one of these headphones, we say thank you so much. Thanks for supporting riders. And because of your support to our products, for supporters who actually pay on a monthly basis to ensure that this program continue, we say thank you as well. Because of you, we could do what we're doing. That's what it is. That's where it's at. If you have not yet gotten your Riders headphone, guys, you could go over there to the website at ridersong.com. If you're on Amazon, you can also get it on Amazon. Go over there and order it at ridersong.com. You can get these ones are the wired ones. It also works Bluetooth as well, and it's also great if you're on the phone. Or you could get my favorite one, which is the open air riders. This one goes over your ear, not in your ear, and it doesn't fall off. It don't fall off, right? It's great if you're running. Even if you're swimming, you could put this on and swim. It's water resistant. So get the Riders headphones at www.ridersong.com. All right? Gail, how you doing? Big up yourself. Thank you so much, Gail. Deanne Fraser, great job. If you guys want to order one of Davondia books, you could order it. We're going to put the link in the bottom of the show. You can go ahead and order her books, and contact links, everything is going to be at the bottom of the show. For the folks on YouTube, for the folks on Facebook, folks on Instagram, and folks all over wherever you're watching us from, we say thank you so much. Catch me again tomorrow, Ride Along Live. Peace out. Bye-bye.
What you do makes a difference, and you get to decide what difference you make.
In 2020, I was nominated for the Carlino Award, which is the award for advocacy. It just ballooned from there. I decided to become an ambassador for my area, and my goal with that relationship was to build a relationship with my local politicians here and the ones that represent in Washington, to let them know what was happening with Alzheimer's, give them information, let them know that we need their support and so forth. It just opened a whole new world of people to network with and people who felt as passionate as I did about this cause, and I still do to this day.
All Pro Health Staffing, www.allprony.com. Come on, this is your opportunity to tap into the $7.3 trillion industry in this COVID time. Get interactive, hands-on in the Forex and crypto market. Educate yourself in this financial industry. All of this is possible right now with a multi-source income generator. This program will allow you to learn while you earn in this lucrative decentralized industry. Take advantage of this trading academy, personal development, create multi-source stream income, trading ideas in this global market, get discount travel with your own portal, bonus token backed by bitcoins, and so much more. For more information, contact Christine Alexis at 347-834-2852 or Marisha Dash at 646-529-6570. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity of a lifetime. Call now.
Feeling hungry, grab a snack.